Hey, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on when you're doing your classwork. If you're opening up this video, you're looking for a few examples based on the lesson. And if you haven't already figured this out, I really, really, really like the calligraphy pen in Schoology. So example number one, just to refresh your memory of what we were studying before the long break from school. You can look at these. These are all problems that you can solve setting up a proportion. That's an option for finding a fourth and missing number given a ratio table or even a rate problem. So here's a ratio table. It's just been kind of tipped over onto its side, but it still is a ratio table, and we can tell that it's a table because they kind of hint at it here. It shows the amounts of flour and water she needs to keep the paper mache, that's how you pronounce that, paper mache, animals, and uh, and to keep the mache just right so it doesn't ruin the three-dimensional animal that you're building. This is the ratio. For every 3 cups of flour, you need to have 5 cups of water to make the paste. And then depending on how much paste you need, this is a ratio table going up. So the table below shows the amounts of flour and water she needs to make the paste. If we know that Jane uses 12 cups of flour, how does she keep the paste proportionate so that she doesn't make it too watery or too pasty with the flour? So we can set up a proportion, and like I said before the long break, here's your proportion in words. So on your scratch paper, write it out. Anything on the top part is going to be related to flour, and the bottom part of the ratio, flour to water. And you can pick, in this lesson, you can pick any one of these ratios as your first ratio in your proportion. So I like smaller numbers. This is what I know, 3 to 5. If she uses 12 cups of flour, so the question will tell me one of these two parts of my ratio, and they gave me that she's using 12 cups instead of 3. And then we need to figure out how much water she needs. Now, again, you have a couple of options for solving for the missing amount of water in this one. You recognize that because it's proportionate, you can recognize that 3 times 4 equals 12, so 5 times 4 will tell you the value for water. But we've also learned before we took the break from school that if we get a proportion where we don't have a nice whole number factor here to find the equivalent ratio, that we could grab our calculators and we could crisscross multiply. I should use a different color here. I will use a different color. We can multiply our cross products. 5 times 12. You can use a calculator for this, and you can divide by that lonely guy without a factor, 3. And you will find that this is 60 divided by 3 will give you the same answer. So those are a couple of options of way to solve proportions. I recommend this cross product strategy and then dividing using a calculator if you cannot quickly and easily find that whole number factor to find the equivalent ratio, similar to how we find equivalent fractions. Another example for this activity is here. This table might look a little daunting as soon as you read the question, but it says the table on the right shows certain brands of tea. So here's the brand label and their costs. Okay, based on the table, which brand of tea has the lowest cost per ounce? Okay, so this question is a skill reminding you of our unit rate skills. Okay, and remember that unit rate is how much per one unit. Okay, and they've established the units as ounces. So notice in our table that these are not the price for 1 ounce. This is the price for more than 1 ounce. So hopefully you remember that you can set this up. So we have to figure out which one is the lowest. So we need to find the unit rate, which is a simple division problem. So on your scratch paper, write down missed T. What are we given? We are given the cost and the number of ounces we're getting for that price. That's my ratio in words, but it's not a unit rate because if I take the table, 96 cents for 24 ounces, the unit rate is what's the cost for just 1 ounce. You can use your calculator to figure this out. You can take 1 times 96 and divide it by 24. And remember, this is a money problem, so your answer is going to be to the nearest penny. But on your scratch paper, I would write out the work. I'm not going to do this for you. I'm just going to tell you how to set it up. But grab your calculator, 96 cents divided by 24, and round your answer to the nearest penny. And make sure you label your work on your scratch paper, because then to answer the question is the T that has the lowest price for 1 ounce will be the lowest cost per ounce, obviously, in this question. So I'm not going to set up the rest of them, but on the rest of your scratch paper, then you would label the T you're working about, T100. The ratio is cost per ounce, and then they give us it's 40 cents for 8 ounces. What's the cost for 1? And then you have to do the other two to determine which one is the cheapest for 1 ounce of that brand of tea. And let's see here. Here's another one. This is a ratio table. The table on the right shows the amount of grass eaten by different kinds of cows. So you could kind of remember to flash back to when we started this unit. This would be the linking part of this table. This is what links these ratios together. They're all cows, but different types of they're all animals. Sorry, they're not all cows. They're all animals, and what links them together is that they all choose grass as their main source of food, but they eat at different amounts of grass at different rates per day. So this table on the right shows the amount of grass eaten by different kinds of farm animals during a certain number of days. Based on the table, what animal ate the most grass? And here they're identifying it per day. So again, this is another review of our unit rate skills. And similar to the T problem previously, you would set up, okay, so I know that this is gonna be the cow for the animal, and the ratio is grass per number of days. And what do I know about cows and how much they eat? I know that they eat 36 sacks of grass in 6 days. How many sacks of grass will that be in just 1 day? And then I would do that 3 more times for each animal remaining. And then remember, your selection is which animal eats the most. In the previous example, we were talking about the tea that cost the least. In this one, we're looking for the animal that eats the most. So the largest of your 4 solutions will be the answer to this question. So hopefully that helps. Good luck with today's lesson. It's in Google Classroom. Don't forget to turn it in when you're done. Have a good Tuesday. Glad to have you back. Wishing it was in person, but some things are just out of our control and we can roll with it.